Hi, my name's Tara and welcome to this practice. Today we're going to be doing a physical practice that's going to really open the heart space, the chest and the lungs. And I also want to invite you to work with an intention today. So when we use an intention in our practice, this can really make the practice go even deeper when we're clear about what our mind wants, or if we like what our heart is asking for, then our physical practice and the mind can become intertwined. So today, as we're opening the heart space and the lungs, the intention or the affirmation that I'm going to invite you to work with is, I am worthy, or I am enough. So when we start to repeat these affirmations internally as we're doing the physical practice, we start to create, if you like, this repeated pattern of thought. So instead of, constantly thinking that we're not enough or having low self-esteem, by repeating that I am worthy, by repeating that I am enough, as we do the physical practice, this instills a sense of plenitude, of abundance, of feeling worthy in ourselves, in our bodies, in our practice, in our mindset. So that's the intention for today. And obviously, this goes hand in hand with helping us create more of a disciplined practice, because part of the reason that we don't practice yoga or we don't have a physical practice is often because we have a low self-esteem and we don't care enough about ourselves to actually look after ourselves in the way that we should. So when we truly understand that the body is a temple, when we truly understand that this life is sacred, is a unique opportunity to grow and evolve, when we truly understand that, then we will really take our lives into our own hands and we will look after ourselves in the way that we deserve to be looked after. So this is my intention for today. This is my offering to you. In the physical practice, I'm going to invite you to have a blanket and a belt. The belt can be anything that you have at home. If you don't have a yoga strap, just take a belt off your jeans. That's absolutely fine. You can use that. And I'm assuming that everyone will have a blanket at home. If you have some yoga equipment at home, I would also invite you to take one of these harder cork blocks and then a softer foam block, okay? If you don't have these, it's no problem at all. So we're just going to start by sitting. You can take a little bit of height to sit on if that makes things more comfortable for you. And just close your eyes and just settle into the earth, taking some moments to ground the mind, taking some moments to connect with your breath, and crossing your hands over your heart space, breathing towards your palms, and through the center of your palms, connecting inwards to that central altar of the body that is the heart. And internally we repeat our mantra or our affirmation, I am worthy. I am worthy of looking after myself. I am worthy of taking care of myself. I am worthy of the best. I am worthy of happiness. I am worthy of being at peace. Anything that comes to mind. Feeling the heart open and receive these words of affirmation. That we will continue to develop and to integrate throughout the class. Slowly releasing your hands down onto your thighs and opening up the eyes. And we're going to begin by sitting on our knees or sitting on our heels. So if this is challenging for you, then take a blanket. You can take a folded blanket and place the blanket between your buttocks and your heels. And we're going to take our strap. So if you have a yoga strap, you can just undo it and keep it wide, okay? Take it out to its most kind of extensive width. And we're going to take the arms above our head. So immediately you can see how much this lifts the chest up. Rolling the shoulders back, open up your armpit chest. And take some deep inhalations and deep exhalations. We're lengthening the elbows, lengthening the skin of the arms. Breathing through both nostrils. Feel what happens to the spine. See that you're not pushing the spine forwards, pushing the waist forwards. And keep extending up through both arms, feeling how the body reacts and responds. And then we're going to bend the elbows behind us and draw the belt down behind us, okay? So sometimes you might have one arm that's stronger than another, so there might be this kind of lopsidedness in the pose. So just try to really feel that you're even, drawing the shoulder blades together. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations, and you should feel a strong opening coming across the collarbones now. Feel your back body equally as present as the front body. And then once again, stretching the arms up. Lengthen up. Arms are long. So we're creating space between the pelvic region and the chest. Lifting the thoracic cage, the thoracic spine up, the chest. Creating space for the lungs. Face quiet, mind quiet. And then once again, bending the elbows down behind you. Breathe. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Waking up the body, waking up the intelligence of the body. Feel if you have one arm that's more active than another. Feel the power of your breath moving inside you, creating space inside. And then arms up. Last time, big long stretch, really lengthening through the elbows. And then release the arms down, release the hands. And breathe. If you've created any tension in the shoulders or the face, just let that go. We're going to go a little narrower now, so we're actually going to fold our elbows, okay? So for some of you, depending on the length of your arms, okay, and the length of your neck and your head, so for some of you, you might get trapped here, in which case you just have to open up a little bit more, okay, and then lifting the elbows up, rib cage up, and use this to lift, okay? So if you are able to catch your elbows, lift your elbows up, lift them to the ceiling, finding more elevation, more extension. Keep the weight back in your sitting bones. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations. And then changing the cross of the elbows or the cross of the forearms. So wherever you are, wherever you reach. Internally repeating your affirmation, I am worthy. And then lifting the arms up, extending up through the fingertips, creating that lift and that length and that extension. And then release and come down. And we're just going to do a few neck rolls to release any tension that might have occurred in the neck. So we're just going to dip our chin towards our chest, and you're literally just rolling the head over to the left and to the right, right to left, left to right. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations, and feel the structure of the neck slowly opening up as you rotate from one side to another. One more time. And then slowly coming back to center. Good. So we're going to come off our support now and we're going to come into Anahatasana. So Anahata is the heart chakra. So this pose is quite similar to dog pose. Okay, I'll show you from this side so you can see. I'm going to have my knees directly underneath my hips, okay? And then I'm going to stretch my arms forward, just like in dog pose, okay? But we're not going to touch the ground with our head, okay? We're actually going to keep the head lifted, and as if you wanted your heart to go down first, okay? As if you want your heart to be the first thing that touches the ground. So buttocks are high, arms are extended. Get that full length, that full expression of extension. That's it, keep breathing. And then we're going to come over and down onto our front into a kind of half Bhujangasana, okay? So I'm on my elbows, I'll show you from the front. So you don't need 2 mats like I have, this is just for ease of demonstration. So I'm on my elbows, my chest is lifted, and I'm still leading with my heart. So you'll find in all of these poses that we're going to be leading with the heart, heart first. Feel the support coming from your back body. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And then we're going to come back to Anahatasana. So you're going to press your palms down, shift yourself back, buttocks in the air, long spine. Arms are like dog pose, okay? So the arms are strong and the heart leads. Heart goes down to the floor. Breathe. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And then coming back once again to Bhujangasana. Roll the shoulders back as if you want to lengthen the armpit chest up and forwards, so the skin on the armpit chest gets trapped going backwards. So lift that skin up and forwards. Feel the presence of your back body, how much your back body is helping the front body to open. Breathe. One last time, Anahatasana. Finding that elasticity in your spine. The bones, although they're solid, they're also elastic. They're also made of materials that are malleable. So find that elasticity to your spine, to your bones, and then come forwards one last time to a kind of half Bhujangasana. Breathe, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the spine up. And then slowly you're going to come down and rest. So you're just going to, you can either cross your palms, rest your head down on your hands like this, or you can rest your forehead and just take a few moments here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingertips out wide. So you're cupping your fingertips on the floor now. And we're kind of lifting ourselves up So you're using the strength of your arms to lift your spine up, and we're going to rotate, okay? So we're going to rotate over to the right, rolling that left shoulder back, okay? And turning the chest, turning the waist, turning the spine. And then we go to the other side, over to the left. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Mobilizing the chest, the rib cage. Once again, over to the right. And over to the left. Widening the chest, widening the rib cage. And then coming back to center, we're going to place our hands on the mat and we're going to come into dog pose from here. So just take a few moments. Deeply inhaling and deeply exhaling. Find the strength in your arms to push the weight of your body back towards your heels, towards your legs. And just take some time here to step one heel down and then the other. Just opening up the backs of the legs. This is really the first time we've started to work on the legs. But you keep your mantra, your affirmation close. Internally repeating, reminding yourself why you do this, why it's important to discipline the body, to work on creating strength and flexibility and health in your body and your mind. From here, we're going to raise our right leg up. I'm going to lunge the right leg forwards. And we're going to come into a low lunge, okay? So if you have knee problems, take your blanket underneath your knee. You can have your hand on your thigh or your hand on your hips. And just take a few moments here to allow the front of that hip space, front of the thigh to open and root down in your right heel. And if you can reach, you can take your fingertips down on the floor there. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation, just waiting for the body to open, to soften, to receive the information. And then we're going to push back, dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lifting the left leg up, stretching the left leg up behind you, lunging the left leg forwards. Come down into a low lunge, supporting the right knee on a blanket if you need more support there. Take your time here. Okay, so we want to let this left buttock sink down. We want to open up the front of the right hip, front of the right groin. If you can come down, bring your fingertips on the floor. Deeply inhaling and enjoying how the body is responding, reacting with every out breath, letting go of any tension that's accumulated in the body, any rigidity in the mind. And then we'll push back, dog pose. Okay, we're going to repeat. I'm going to show you on the other side how we're going to do. So lunging the right leg, well, first of all, lifting the leg up behind you, lunging the leg forwards, come down onto your back knee. Now you can repeat in exactly the same way that we did before, or the next option is to catch the heel, catch the foot, and draw the foot towards you. So you, with your right hand, you can also bring that hand back behind you, drawing the heel towards the buttock and keeping the chest open, the heart leading. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Now from here, we let that foot drop back and we come into a high lunge, okay? So just adjust yourself. If you need to adjust the distance between the feet, we're going to bend the elbows out to the side. So this is a wide pose. The reason we take our arms out wide like this is to open up our vision, so that the vision is wide. Taking the hands up, come into Warrior Pose 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Grounding down into your back heel. Lift the heart space up, stretch your arms up. Use your arms to lift the rib cage up. And then release, come down. Dog pose. Take a few moments here. And then left leg up and forwards. Come down onto the right knee. And again, you can repeat how we did the first time with your fingertips on the floor. Or if you want to, go a little bit deeper. Bend that heel towards the butt, the buttock region. Rolling the shoulders back, heart space open. And then allowing the foot to drop back down to earth, coming straight into a high lunge. Just take your time to find your ground, to find your earth, and then the arms are going to go out wide. Push back into your back heel, wide arms, wide vision, completely present, and then the arms go up. Deep inhalation, feel how the back body pushes the front body up, how it's lifting and supporting the heart to lift up to the ceiling. And then release and come down. Dog pose. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Calm mind, quiet mind. We're going to repeat Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior Pose 1, raising the right leg up, lunging the right leg forwards, okay? Going through the motions, finding your earth, finding the width so that you're aware of all the space around you, the space in front of you, the space behind you. Arms go up, and if you have your balance, you can lift the gaze up too. And then we're going to come directly into a twist, okay? So you're going to bring your left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Draw yourself around, pressing the palms together. And pressing the elbow against the knee. Rotate the waist, rotate the chest. Turn yourself to the right hand side. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And then coming back down, dog pose. Left side. Lunge the left leg forwards. We're coming straight up. Take your time, there's no rush. Find your earth. That stability comes from your back leg, how you have to anchor that heel back and down. Anchor your left heel, the front heel, down to the floor, like rooting the heel down. The arms bring width, they bring space to the front body, then they go up. Stretching up into the fingertips, channel your energy right up into the fingertips, and then coming down and crossing over on the left hand side. The right elbow has to push against the knee and the knee has to resist. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Keep breathing, finding space in your chest. And then release, back to dog. And let's take a little rest here. So let's come down onto our knees. Adho Mukha Virasana. Let your knees separate. Let your buttocks relax back down onto your heels, head to the floor. Okay. We're going to continue with Parsva Konasana. Okay, so in this case, for those of you that do have some support, I'm going to invite you to have this to hand, okay? I'm going to go horizontally again now on my mat. And we start in dog pose. So let's all come up. We're going to lunge the right leg forwards. And now this time you're going to flip your back foot, okay? So now my right heel is aligned with the arch of the back foot, and I'm going to bring my arm so that the elbow, the top of the forearm, is resting towards the knee. And I'm rolling this left rib cage back, I'm rolling the right rib cage forwards. The right buttock has to go down, but all this left side chest is open, okay? So this is our intention. We want the left side to be open, and then we're lifting our arm up and coming into Parsva Konasana. Breathe. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Okay, let's do on the left side now. Come down to dog. Looking forwards, lunge your left leg forwards. Flip the right heel. Tailbone goes in. Pelvic region lifts up, okay, front of the pelvic region lifts up as the tailbone moves in, supporting yourself on your left elbow, and the right arm goes up. And so opening this whole right lung here, feel the right lung long and open. Breathe. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Feel the architecture of the body, the geometry, the lines, the vertical lines, the horizontal lines, and then coming back. Dog pose. Okay, so we're going to repeat. So for those of you that have your cork block, when we lunge the right leg forwards now, you can take this cork block and you can support your hand on it. If you don't have your cork block, you can just come back to your elbow, okay? And you've obviously got different heights here. So you can come down a little bit lower if you wish, keeping this whole front side body open. And now we're going to bring the arm over the head. Stretching into the fingertips. Breathe into your left lung. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling. I am worthy. Push your left heel down, tighten the left knee, tighten the left thigh, and then reaching the left hand down to the floor, push back, dog pose. Left side, left leg forwards, flip the right foot, take whatever support you're using, whether you're on the elbow, or using your block, whatever height you use, make sure there's room for these left ribs to move forward so that the left ribs don't get trapped. The arm goes up first of all, and then over to the side. So take whatever height is appropriate for you. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling. Push into your right heel, keep your right leg firm, rooted back. And then come down. Dog pose. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And let's walk forwards. Uttanasana. And let's rest in Uttanasana. So you can slowly fold down. You can catch your elbows here. You can have your hands resting on the floor. Let the feet be wide, the soles of the feet open and wide, and chest long. So all of the upper body should be soft, hanging down. The legs are very strong. And then inhaling and coming back up to standing. Come back to the center of your mat. And just take a few moments here to integrate what you've just experienced. Observing the heartbeat. You can cross your hands over your heart space once again and just repeat internally your affirmation. And then we're going to reach once again for our strap. We're going to repeat the work that we did at the beginning of the class, okay? So coming back down to a seated position. And once again, raising the arms up. So this should feel quite different now. You should feel now, having opened the chest, opened the lungs, opened the heart, that this is coming easier. You already have the memory of this pose in your body. Bending the elbows behind you, shoulder blades come together, front chest opens, collarbones open. And then once again, stretching the arms up. And just as I said before, if you're uncomfortable sitting directly on your heels, you can take the blanket. You can also take your foam block between the heels and the buttocks. Feel a sense of expansion, a sense of ease, opening, receiving the information. And then once again, bending the elbows behind you. Shoulder blades come together, heart space opens. And then the arms come up. And the arms come down. And just let the palms rest on the thighs for a moment. Okay, so we're going to just finish in Chatushpadasana. And again, we've got a few different options, so it depends what kind of equipment you've got at home. So I would suggest this if you can. If you don't have a block like this, then just use your strap, okay? We're all going to be using our strap anyway. But initially, we're going to be lying down on the floor and bringing the feet towards the heels, okay? So those of you that don't have a block, don't worry, okay? You're going to be just using your strap around your heels and lifting up like this, okay? Those of you that do have a block, have your block handy, okay? And once we've finished with this position, you're going to place the block underneath your tailbone. So we'll all lift up like this to begin with. And see how open the chest is and how much support you can create from your back body. Then you can come down. And then coming up once again. And those of you that have some equipment, you can take that to support the tailbone, okay? And you're still going to be using your belt, but it's a slightly more supported posture. So the buttocks are now supported. You can pull on the belt. You can try and get more action in the chest opening, okay? If you don't have the block, don't worry. Just keep lifting up as you did before. This version is more supported, so we can stay here longer. Those of you without the block may need to come up and down a few times. Let's see all of this space that we have in the front body, in the heart space, in the lungs. Lifting up higher, those of you that are on the block, see if you can come off the block. Lifting up even higher, pushing your heels into the floor. And then let's all come down. Coming down to the floor. And slowly bending your knees up to your chest. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. Listen to your heartbeat. Keeping the right knee where it is. Let your left leg stretch out on the floor. Just letting the spine release now. Extending into the sole of the left foot. And then change sides. Left leg comes up, right leg goes down. And the right leg is not just hanging around on the floor, the right leg is active, okay? So the right leg is pushing away, lengthening the femur bone away from the hip socket, lengthening the heel, pushing the heel away from you. And then release and bringing both feet onto your mat. We're going to take the feet hip width apart or to the edges of the mat, actually, that's probably a little better, to the edges of the mat, and then just let the legs fall over to the right hand side. So the knees are separate. Let the legs just fall over and the arms come into a kind of cactus pose like we did in Virabhadrasana 1. Breathe into the left side chest. Remember your mantra, your affirmation. Those words seeping into your cells, in between the muscles, into the tissues of the body, reminding you of who you really are. That this time spent looking after yourself is valid, that you deserve to be looked after, that you deserve this time. And then let's come back to center and change. Legs go to the other side. All the excuses we give for not looking after ourselves, for prioritizing other people, other things. Observe how the excuses stop you from looking after yourself. Feel the right lung space open. And then slowly coming back to center, and we're going to come into Shavasana. So take whatever you need to be comfortable. Just check that you're in a straight line on your mat wherever you are. You can take a small lift for your head, a blanket or a foam block, and then just let your arms settle either side of you. And take some time here to soften down into the earth. Letting the practice resonate through the body. The joints, the muscles, the skin, the flesh, everything alert, remembering. Repeating your mantra, your affirmation internally as you rest here in the stillness that comes after the practice. And before you return from Shavasana, once again crossing the hands over the heart space. And just entering into some moments of gratitude. Giving thanks for this time, for this space. For our will to continue helping us grow, and develop and evolve. And when you've finished, you can come back up to a seated position. Very slowly, without rushing, bending your knees, rolling over onto one side, and then just slowly, slowly coming back. And we'll finish the class here. Thank you.